Hello everyone, my name is Ray. I'll be your host for episode 12. With me is
I am a mortal paradise.
I am MissUnderstood.
I am Heater, her exotic by my YouTube name.
alright. So now for this episode we will be talking about serial killers. But before that we need to talk about what do you guys think that will look like or feel like? Paradise, you go first.
Yeah, sure. I think coming from me, I'm a very logical person, so I think death in some physical realms, I think will just be nothingness. And I think like an eternal abyss, like if you look into the void, I think it will be that for your eternity. And I think when you become near death, I think the idea of nothingness starts to slowly creep up on you. And the idea of being nothing and being the void and not being able to be anything anymore can be a big part of why people fear death.
Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, just to add that the idea of death can be established through other things like the darkness. So even if you're not experiencing things like death, you can kind of simulate it if you see things that can relate to it. So if you look into a dark room, the idea of death can become very apparent to you.
Misunderstood, you're next.
I'm not too worried about it, essentially. I just don't want to be there when it happens.
Right.
I think we're all energy, and eventually that sort of dissipates in some form or another. I'm a nurse, so we death every day, and
Oh.
I think it'd be very different though. Facing your own mortality. Yeah.
So do you mean energy from like the oral perspective, from like ki and like a spiritual sense, or do you mean it from a scientific perspective?
Probably a little bit of both, really. I don't think the whole universe would work without energy, whether that's man-made or if you consider our soul and ovation and things like that. The neurons in our brains fire from energy, and yeah. Go on, I won't. But there's only one way to find out, so.
And that's to die.
Yeah. Alright.
I think it can be good because it like death can also be a release, can't it? Like you said, it's the end, and the end always comes exactly when it's supposed to. So being able to detach yourself from this world can be comforting as well, especially if you're a person that has a lot of responsibilities. Being able to just like when you do die, of course, you're released of all that.
Some people are actually tired of life and are just begging for the release of death. So yeah, that may be heaven
See.
for them.
And simple people can take comfort in like, you know what, I've done all I can in this world. It's time I just let go. Because when you are alive, and that's all of us, I assume, that you're always latching on. And when you die, you can finally let go of the things you've held on to. If you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah. Sometimes that is a mystery. It will happen any day, anytime, anywhere. Someone may murder you. You may die by I don't know, cancer or something. Get hit by a car. Yeah. But I think in the end, when you die, that it will be something peaceful.
Positive experience.
Yeah. This is what my dad always say. If like a death when you die, if you're dead, you will your body or your spirit will be released from the body, and will be taken to relaxation or no more stress or no more negativity,
Mm-hmm.
mostly joy. But anyways, let's go to the next one.
Yeah, come back and haunt people at that time.
All right. What do you think serial killers kill? Like, what do you kill? Why do they kill people?
I think the main idea would be that they have a certain idea that's been embedded into their heads, and then they do actions based on those beliefs. For
Hmm.
example, if a serial killer is like coming from a sociopath perspective, is taught that murder is fine and death is okay or death is necessary, becoming a serial killer becomes very likely, and the idea of murdering someone means nothing to them, and they probably get an advantage over it that's not necessarily rational. It's the same with psychopaths. It's if you kill someone, it's not necessarily for the reasons you'd expect, and I think every type of serial killer has a different incentive, and it's personal to them.
Uh, what about you, MissUnderstood?
So I believe it's a
Why do
combination of sort of nature and nurture. Obviously, gone through some trauma that's mentally screwed them up, and then there's probably a little bit of nature in there as well. I think that the one similarity they all have is that they don't have any empathy. And whether that was just beaten out of them or however it occurred, it sort of seems to be the same common thread, and that's why they're able to, not care about hurting people and just demolish them.
uh,
They get a thrill from it as well,
Uh,
hmm.
am I up?
Yeah. All right. What about you, Heather?
Um, why do I think why do I think serial killers kill? Well, for most of them, it was it obviously has something to do with their past, with like childhood fucking trauma or something, like something really messed up happened to them at a young age that made them so fucked up like that. Sometimes,
They have a trauma, I guess.
yeah, sometimes that the psychological trauma doesn't even have to happen. They just go insane, like just like that. They don't have to have some sort of traumatic experience to become serial killers. I mean, when you think serial killer, you immediately think they're insane, but most of the time that's really not the case. Sometimes it may just be that they just did it because they felt like it. Some of them weren't even fucked up until they became adults, so it's really different for most of them. What I can say is the urge to kill something that means they're like not mentally right in the head. It's a huge sign. So it may to
The
me it's
urge
just
itself, I can
a
agree.
sort of a mental defect.
All right.
I think there can be like logic behind it though, especially if like you can, if you have incentive behind it. If like, especially with psychopaths as well, there can be a gain from killing someone, not just like you said, not just the idea of I feel like I need to kill something. It can be people that, like I mentioned before, have no qualms with killing someone. If we think of the idea of like an assassin or like a hitman, in
Yeah, but
realistically,
if you
they're
like
serial killers as well.
yeah, true. But if you like if you don't really have any past experience with killing people and you suddenly feel you don't really feel any hesitation to do that, like you don't really think twice, like should I kill this person, not kill them? If you don't have that little voice telling you not to do it and you just do it, even though you haven't killed anybody before, that means you're just fucked in the head. That's my
It means,
thing.
yeah, it means something has gone wrong in your life, possibly. Because especially
Yeah,
if you have the
Mm.
voice in your head that's telling you not to do it as well, and you still ignore it. If you're not following morals necessarily, but if you're not following,
Oh my.
if you're not following your own morals, I think you are right in that there's something mentally
The
wrong with
thing
you.
is, if you don't have morals at all, that's the thing that's wrong. That's how you know there's something wrong with you.
Have you guys ever had like hearing voices in your head?
Yeah, it's called
Like,
thinking.
So what was your question?
no, no, don't worry about it.
Oh
Alright.
no, not separate voices. I'm not schizophrenic. They're my own. Let's calm down. I'm not some
Yeah.
sort of Barry in my head. Barry's not telling me to
Jesus,
hang
I
my
had
dude.
a schizophrenic neighbor.
I didn't assume
Alright.
that. Paradise, I never assumed you were schizophrenic when you said that.
I'm not. Oh shit. Shut up.
Oh, I'm not.
What?
Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Yes, I am.
I'm just leave myself a digger grave now.
Little voice in your
Okay,
head
okay,
is
okay.
telling you to deny it.
The voice tells me to
Okay, let's
throw
go.
myself into a pool.
Let's just go to the next one.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, what serial killer most disturb you and why? Like, why are they so disturbing to you? Are they the way they killing the person? Like, why?
I think it's
Paradise.
for me. It wouldn't be a specific person. It'd be a specific type of serial killer. I
Mm.
think the ones that stalk their victims beforehand. I think they're the ones you should be a bit more scary about, because then if you are a victim, you'd have no way of knowing it, and they could be in your lives and you'd have no idea about it. And I think the idea of someone watching me at all times, even in private times, I think that would make me feel very uneasy. And if you knew about it, especially, you'd be on edge for your whole life. I think that would really
Mm,
disturb me.
I guess that will be really crazy if someone did watch you from afar, like knowing what you did, what you do, and then probably one day you're gonna be kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. It's
Someone
really
having
weird.
such a manic obsession with you is very disturbing.
Yeah, yeah. What about you, Misunderstood? What disturbs you?
I think the fact that they're just amongst us. You don't know. They don't think evil. They're usually pretty charming and manipulative. So they get you when you're you're most vulnerable. You know, we all live our lives trying to trust people, and you can't.
Uh,
Ted Bundy used
alright.
to put his arm in a sling or ran in crutches to try and make his victims feel a little bit more comfortable around him. Clever.
So
He always likes
you're
to find the
implying.
best in people.
Okay. So you're implying
You
about
know?
the friends that you have, like, what if they're trying to kill you mostly, right?
No, just they're just very good at what
Or
they
the
do. If they weren't, they wouldn't get the victims, if you know what I mean. They're able
You mean from
to
the
charm
perspective of
ah
their way in
people?
and out of things, and
Yeah,
I mean, uh,
right, right.
it's kind of
I
the
guess
opposite
Ted
of
Bundy's
mine,
another
where
good
they get in your
example.
lives. It's kind of the opposite of mine, where mine's like an obsession from afar, while this one is like they purposefully get close to you, so they have some
Mm.
reputation or trust with you, and then they'll betray that trust by murdering you, of course.
Yeah, exactly. Because you wouldn't go to someone's car unless
They had candy.
felt that you could trust. I mean, you wouldn't do it anyway, you'd hope. But like with Ted, he used to do that to get their guards down, and then
Mm.
oh,
Mm. Uh-huh. Um, Heather, what about you?
It's, well, the question is, which serial killer disturbs me the most, right?
Yeah, like what will the serial killer what disturbs you? What will disturb you by the serial killer?
Wait, I don't get this question. Are you asking like which specific serial killer in history disturbs me the most, or what quality about them disturbs me the most?
Like how will they disturb you that will make you terrified, I guess. I mean, if you want, you can do the serial killer. Which one you can pick, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's already the one that Okay, so which serial killer will disturb you the most, and Why?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you guys
Yeah, yeah.
know? Do you guys know? Do you guys know who Ed Gein is?
What?
I'm not familiar.
Ed Gein. You guys
Games.
don't know him?
Was it Ed?
Oh, Ed Gein. Yeah, okay, I misheard you. I
Ed
understand now.
Gein.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
Ed
that
Gein.
guy fucking freaks me out.
Yeah, I see that.
Seriously. Okay, so imagine this. Okay, I'm also gonna tell you guys what disturbs me the most about him. So imagine this. You get you get kidnapped by a guy, right? Take you to his
Mm-hmm.
house. He's gonna planning to kill you. He's a serial killer. Go to his house. He opens the lights, and you see furniture made out of human flesh and clothes and fucking items made out of bones and all that shit.
Mm.
Obviously, you're gonna freak the fuck out because shit, you're gonna turn me into that. Is that what's gonna happen to me?
Yeah, you know
Like,
you're not in an IKEA.
you know what's gonna happen to you. And
Well, I'm gonna kick him in the balls.
the more
Ugh.
terrifying part is yo, the more terrifying part is you don't even know if he killed his victims before turning them into fucking items. So what if you'll get flayed alive before you even get killed? And that
Mm.
shit freaks you out. Your mind will go racing, and that'll fucking terrify me a
It's kind of the opposition of
pretty
what we
good amount.
discussed before. Like
Pretty
like
good
I
amount.
said, yeah, I agree.
Hmm?
It's like the opposite of what we said about death, I think, because we said it's inevitable and that could be comforting. But in your case, in this case, of course, the inevitability is a bad thing. Like you said, you
Ye-
wake up and you see all this
Well,
furniture because you know for a fact, oh, that's gonna be me, and you don't know how, but you know that's how you're ending up, and that can be a very fearful thing.
yeah. The thing is that when you think about it, that's just pretty relaxing to think about because if you're assured that your life's gonna end someday. But the thing that you're really shook about, you don't know how you're gonna die. You don't know how your life is gonna
Ah,
end. You don't know. What if you walk
Mm-hmm.
outside your house and you get ran over by a car? You don't know if it'll be that, or you'll get mauled by a bear or shot in the head. You don't know. That's what terrifies me too about death. It's not that you don't know what's gonna happen after. It's that you don't know what's gonna happen before.
I
Mm,
see.
uh-huh. Okay. What's your opinion on the first psychology of a killer?
I think there's a lot more sanity to it than a lot of people might think, in my opinion. Like I
Mm,
mentioned a bit about hitmen and that from this perspective of serial killer, and I think a lot of people might be like that. If we're kind of going outside of public serial killers,
mm,
a lot of killers in a lot less prominent worlds can be a lot more sane. Like if you think of a soldier, would you identify a soldier as a serial killer in a sense?
no, I guess no.
Okay, you wouldn't. Okay.
I'm gonna kill
All right.
you. Bah.
Okay. For the next question, why do you believe that most serial murders take place in America as opposed to other countries? Like, why
I
are
think
there so many serial killers in America?
I can think of two things from my perspective. One could be that America reports them, like that they catch the most serial killers. And then my other perspective would be, I think in America there's a lot modern media and that uh, gives you a lot more opportunity. Okay, just to expand on what I said about that, a a lot of like America is one of the most highly valued countries. Like, if you understand what I mean by that, it's developed. It's one of the most developed countries, and because of that, you have a lot of opportunity to get sort of stuff very easily. Like for example, in America, you could get a knife a lot easier than you can in other countries. And media will put the idea of murder in your head. If you're someone who's just been born into this world, for example, and if you're never aware of the idea of murder, you'd never become a murderer because you don't know what that is. And I think America kind of gives. It's the same with the UK as well, where it gives a lot of exposure to murder, and exposure puts the idea in your head. and then America itself has a lot of opportunity to get yourself means to an end, like weapons. So you become a serial killer very easily, if your head, of course, is not right.
What about you, MissUnderstood?
I'm not too sure if facts actually add on that because they have such a large population. I don't know if they really do have a higher number of serial killers or not. I know we hear about it more, and I used to thank God for the CI channel. I'd watch 24 hours a day. I think it's probably just the fact they have such a larger population, and they're probably a little bit more creative. We don't hear about other ones, but there've been some pretty good ones. Russia had a good one. I can't remember his name. UK had some good ones. Yeah. I'm not for America or anything, but I just don't think it's. We just hear about it more.
Okay. What about you, Heather?
Oh, so why do you believe that most serial murders take place in America as opposed to other countries?
Yeah.
First of all, I'd like to point out that none of us here are actually from America, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be really hard to point that out. So, but I'm just putting my opinion. Personally, I agree with iParadise. Uh, America is very violent nation. Like the movies, most of the movies that come from Hollywood are like uh the horror movies that revolve around serial killers. There's a lot of documentaries. There's a lot of stuff exposing like people and murder and shit. And the weapons are surprisingly very easy to get over there. Like you know how they are. You know the stereotypical American person with like a lot of guns, right? They can
Mhm.
because it's really easy to obtain guns in their country. It's like a lot of I think also a lot of crimes have happened there. The crime rate, not to mention a lot of the famous serial killers came from there, and that's yeah, that's because America is overall just a violent country. And I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing. I mean, a lot of countries are preferably violent. I mean, have you guys ever been to Brazil? But yeah,
No, no.
yeah. If you guys don't know, what happens in Brazil? Brazil has a really high crime rate, and there are a lot of videos emerging from Brazil where a guy gets murdered in a brutal fashion, like getting their heads cut off with a knife. But yeah, basically, I'm just saying the cause of it is America is just in general a very violent country.
Especially because how big the country is, all the bad things that happen in that place gets exposed a lot bigger. Like if something happens in Brazil, in a lot of cases, no one in the world's gonna know about it. But if a serial killer comes around in America, the whole world's gonna know about it.
Yeah.
Actually wonder why the people in Brazil just killing people. I wonder why they record it with their phones. Like you're murdering someone. Why do you have to take evidence of it, right?
I think that's kind of what you
Uh,
said, where there's just a purpose to themselves, even if it's absolutely insane.
Yeah, maybe they wanted to document the how they did it, to just show people like this is what I do for a fucking living.
But it always goes public as well, which is interesting as well. Like it's never
Yeah,
just they
like
don't keep it to themselves. They always release it publicly.
no, we
So it
actually
always
don't
gets
even know.
released.
We actually don't even know if they were the ones who released the videos themselves. But it's kind of curious. Why do these videos go public at all? Do their phones get hacked, or did they release it themselves? That's the age old question.
I suspect a
I think
self-release because no one's gonna hack a specific phone.
I think they got paid mostly. I think.
Like a sex
Um,
tape, you just sneak it out there for some cred.
Okay, let's go to the next question. Um why do you think we don't recognize killer pre 1950s as serial killers? Did I ask that? No, right?
No, you didn't.
No.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
haven't already asked.
Personally, I probably can't say much on this matter, but coming
Oh yeah,
from
yeah. Before that, back then it was called mass murderers mostly. It's not
okay.
serial killers. Yeah. Mass murderers.
I think it might be kind of what I've mentioned, where the idea of mass murderer is a lot more of a universal term, and it may be that the people, like killers of those times, weren't necessarily put to a specific place, or mass murderers, yeah. But I think maybe when the idea of serial killers came around, I think the actual damage they do is a lot more specific. Like if we think of serial killers, we think of someone in one specific place who's done things to loads of people. But if we think of mass murder, this term, when we hear that, we think it can be applied to a lot of many places. Like I think I mentioned soldiers before. I think mass murderer would be a more fitting title rather than serial killer. So I think serial killer is just a lot more specific of a term compared to mass murderer.
Do you know? Do you know the here there in America they have these mass shootings sometimes, like school
What?
shootings and all that in America.
Yeah, yeah,
That's where the term mass murder really fits, because it's like we see like 13 plus people getting killed all at the same time
yeah.
in one day place. That's where mass murder really takes effect. Like if you see somebody, if you see a serial killer and he's killed more than one person, but on different occasions, yeah, it would be labeled as a mass murderer, sure. But in America, when you look at a school shooter who's shot like 50 people in one place with a bump stock,
It's a lot
that's
less
the most
specific, yeah.
yeah, that's the most fitting. That's the most fitting person who would fit to the term mass murderer, because he's literally killed masses of people in one event.
Mm. And it's likely they doesn't have a connection to all of them as well. Where a serial killer will have some form of connection to the victim, even if they've established the connection themselves.
Yeah, the school shooters and mass shooters, they're just really it's kind of like a random terrorist attack. Like they didn't care much for the victims. They just wanted to shoot people. They just wanted to put their bullets in something.
Mm,
Self satisfaction.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, misunderstood?
I just think they didn't coin the phrase essentially before that.
If
Yeah,
that was
so
the case, wouldn't they just call them serial killers now? But if they're still not being recognized as serial killers, do you think maybe the coin
Mm,
term is only so effective? Because I
I
thought that at the
guess so.
start as well. But then I was just thinking, why
you're
don't they
right
just
though. In the
relabel them?
media, they'd probably talk about it differently.
Hmm. Maybe they just didn't update and they just kept the last recorded murderers as mass murderers instead, possibly.
Yeah, and maybe they didn't know that
Probably.
there's serial killers out there even.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
so and so went missing. That's about it.
Interesting.
I think it's probably
Yeah.
always going on, but yeah, name I guess.
Mhm. Okay. Um, we're going to the would you rather section
We got a
now.
jingle.
Yeah, yeah. Alright. Now, would you rather have a dinner with Ted but wait, Ted Bundy? What the heck?
Bundy.
Ted Bundy. It's Bundy. I don't know why Dragon Jay wrote it like that.
It's an alternate universe.
Let me repeat that question. Would you rather have a dinner with Ted Bundy or dinner with Jeffrey Dahmer?
It's a nice one. It's a nice question.
I'll let someone else answer this first this time, just
Uh,
because I'm not fully familiar with both of them.
I can go first if you guys want.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I'd rather have dinner with Ted Bundy or Jeffrey Dahmer. Knowing how both of
Yeah.
them are. See, Ted Bundy is known for being attractive and dating women, and then after he seduced them, usually takes them back to his place and then fucking kills them, right? So basically, if I'm having dinner with Ted Bundy, it would be I would be sure that after we've had dinner, after we've had a lovely chat, I would get killed right after that, right afterwards. But if I'm having dinner with Jeffrey Dahmer, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he's the cannibal.
Yeah.
So maybe so the dinner that I'm eating right with him might not be legitimately be an animal that I'm eating if I'm eating meat. It could be a human or something.
Or it could
And
be
it's
like a
also
thing. Yeah. While you're eating the dinner, he's eating you.
yeah. What if it was in a literal sense? I'm the dinner, I'm the one getting eaten. It's also profoundly ironic that it says I'm having dinner with Jeffrey Dahmer. Because right after we had to have dinner, it's pretty obvious who's gonna be the dinner next.
Who's the dessert? You know what I mean?
To dessert. So would I rather have a dinner with Ted Bundy or Jeffrey Dahmer? Personally, I'm gonna go Ted Bundy. I do not want to be food.
Alright, alright.
I think I might go with Ted Bundy as well. Because first off, he's a good-looking guy. He's not going to ruin your appetite. Secondly, I'm a guy, so he's probably not going to pull the moves on me, unless he's gay,
Okay.
which I was unaware of. In that case, I am in
What
a
if he
lot
was
of
actually
trouble.
gay? What if he was actually gay?
Well, I'm in a lot of trouble then. It's 2020s. I'm not going to hate him for it, but I will be upset about it still. But with Jeffrey Dahmer, I don't want to be eating someone else because first off, I do not want to get any diseases. And secondly,
You're gonna get killed right afterwards, so why would getting a
yeah, I
disease
know.
matter?
Especially on a dinner table, you know you're next with Jeffrey Dahmer, and I'm just like, nah, I'd rather have a good-looking guy eat dinner with me. Hopefully, he's not gay. There we go.
Why are you hoping both of them are not gay?
No, it's Ted Bundy. I hope not gay. Jeffrey Dahmer, he's gonna eat me anyway, so I'm not getting anywhere near him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, Dahmer was the one that was gay.
Oh,
Wait, he is?
So I'd have dinner with
Eh,
him,
really?
even though Ted would be more interesting. Yeah.
Is Jeffrey Dahmer really gay though?
Wait, really?
Yeah, he
chemistry.
was. He drilled a
Oh,
hole in this guy's head to try and make it like a toy, a sex doll kind of thing.
oh, dude. I literally
Yeah,
didn't know that.
Oh,
did nasty things.
I literally didn't know Dahmer was gay up until this point. Until MissUnderstood said it.
I was about to make a
oh
very
my.
rash statement.
So I guess
There's nothing
we
wrong with
all
that.
gonna pick Ted Bundy, I guess.
Why Ted
We all
Bundy, right?
find out new things every day, so yeah.
No, I'd have Dahmer.
Oh,
We're gonna go.
alright.
We're gonna go with Jeffrey Dahmer.
What?
Oh,
Because he's
That's
gay,
well,
so
a
he won't come near me,
he's
like you
gay,
said.
but
yeah,
wait, really?
brave choice there. Brave choice. I mean, considering that he's a cannibal, brave choice.
Yeah, if that's how you want to go, that's how you want to go.
Okay.
I think he ate everybody, but yeah.
I mean, obviously, MissUnderstood would go for Jeffrey Dahmer since he's gay and wouldn't really pull the moves on him. But there's the catch of him being a fucking cannibal.
Yeah.
He might be a catch as well, so you never know.
I'll just
But
turn
luckily,
him off.
both of them are dead. So that's good. Now to the next one. Would you rather eat a sheep head or eat 100 maggots?
Oh,
I'm not eating 100 maggots. You can get away from me. I'll eat the sheep's
oh
head. I'll
my
eat its brain as well. 100
Dude,
maggots.
I'm
Get
not-
away from me.
Okay.
At least I get a bit
That's
of
fair.
lamb flavor from the head.
I mean, I don't know how sheep tastes like.
Wait, you don't know sheep tastes like?
Yeah,
Cat
I have
toes.
never eaten sheep before.
It's very
But,
nice. It's my favorite type of meat.
I like lamb.
Lamb is very nice.
Would I rather eat a sheep's head or eat 100 maggots? The thing is,
Yeah.
Dragon. I don't know if Dragon Day was the one who wrote these talking points, but the thing
Drag
did he?
Dragon
Did
J
he?
put this.
You eat those
Yeah.
maggots.
Yeah, he's the one who typed 10 money in him. So would I rather eat a sheep's head or eat 100 maggots? He also almost got maggots there back then. Like 1G. So
Uh,
he didn't really specify. Like would they be raw or would they be prepared in some way?
No, the 100 maggots are in like a lobster dish, of course.
The maggots are actually a delicacy in some countries.
Oh, I'm now thinking about eating a sheep's head raw. Oof.
Like they're cooking that shit up. They cook that shit up, maggots,
Mm.
in other countries.
Oh, really? I thought they eat
As
just.
well, some people actually eat it raw, but I don't really get the appeal of that. I'd like my maggots fried, please. And to go.
What, you're picking
So
maggots?
I'm not picking maggots. I'm not
What?
picking maggots. I'm just we're
Oh,
just
okay.
doing some banter, okay? So she
Ma-
said maggots really depends on the way that they're prepared, right? So
Mhm.
so maggots are fucking disgusting, and I'm not eating it.
Maggots
Especially
lasagna.
especially if there's 100 of them, I'm not fucking eating that. Sheep's head. Well, if the sheep's head was fried, actually no, not fried. How about like roasted?
Fried, one massive fried head.
But if it was roasted and even
Alright, to the final question. Would you rather eat a human or be the human that will be eaten? You might have a way to escaping, of course.
Hmm.
who would like to go first on this?
I'll go first.
All right.
Okay. Providing I don't eat the brain, I will be the one who's eating the human. If I'm eating the brain, it's lose. I'm gonna get mad cow disease and I'll be buggered anyway. So it's like it's just as bad as getting eaten in that case. But if I'm not eating the brain, I'll eat the human. But if I have to eat the brain, I'd rather try and take my chances of being eaten.
So
I will run away.
when you have his chance,
I
of
would eat.
course. Oh well, you will eat the human.
Well, the girl's got to eat, doesn't she? So I'm sure there would be
What, even the
organ
brain?
I think
donors.
this is like
Well, I
everything.
put maggots on that to make it taste better.
Maggot brain.
Oh my god, no. I don't want to imagine that. Oh, Megan brains.
Can I
Oh
have a
my
Big
god.
Mac and a side of maggots, please?
Dude, that's fucking disgusting. Jesus Christ.
Din-dins.
Oh my god.
Mm.
Put some salt on it, you'll be alright.
If you guys were gonna ask me, would I rather eat a human or be the human that would be eaten? I have a way of escaping.
Yeah.
I would rather eat a human, no doubt.
What?
Yeah, but like I Paradise said, because I no fuck the brain. Get the brain out of the way, and I'd eat a human.
What?
I agree.
I'd fucking I'd prepare the different parts of the body, Hannibal Lecter style.
So you guys,
Yeah, if you cook it right, you'll be alright, won't
so
you?
you guys,
You might
I
get
would
a few diseases.
so
but
you
you'll
guys
be
will be cannibals,
I would
right? You guys will be cannibals. So you rather take that
Oh,
chance.
you wouldn't tell anyone though.
Are you Red Rare? Are you saying that you would rather be cannibalized?
Well, I might escape. Yeah, I take my chances. I can fight.
With a slim chance of escaping, yes. But
I think yeah.
me and I Paradise were both unearthed.
We're both munching on your legs. How are you gonna run?
What?
How old are you?
What? What?
It probably tastes like chicken
What if your
anyway.
legs will time?
Yeah. Red, how are you
No,
gonna
no,
run
no,
if we eating your
I've
legs?
I've been told humans would taste like pork and not chicken.
Depends on the human you eat. Might taste like salt.
Hmm. How?
That's my least favorite type of human, the ones that taste like salt.
Like my meat will be marinated in iced tea, so you'll have a sweet flavour. if
Oh,
eat
you
me.
guys are crazy.
I mean,
Oh my god.
yeah, okay, so
You can't run
so
away
yeah,
from this, Red.
I would prepare my human style. I would place them like on a dinner table with a candle lit, and I would with a nice
ju-
glass of wine.
Just a reminder to everyone listening right now.
Ian, how would
This is just a joke. Don't take it seriously.
Dude, of course it's a joke. Why the hell you're giving them the
Uh,
prospect that yo Redware, by saying that this is a joke, you're giving everyone the idea that this could have not been a joke, which is like different from what you're trying to make.
But probably.
Heater, speak for yourself. Speak for
You,
yourself.
You're giving
Heather, you're
giving
really
everyone the
specific about the just then. You're really specific.
I've seen the
Here, tell
I-
me
I-
at least
well,
with a medium.
I've seen the Hannibal movies and the Hannibal TV show, and the way he prepares the humans is just the human parts is just satisfying. Like, yeah, appetizing. Yes, like you won't even when you're having dinner with Hannibal Lecter, you won't even notice halfway through eating. It would actually taste really good, and then Hannibal Lecter
Hey,
will tell you, you're eating human, right? And I'd be like, oh, I did not notice. Can I continue?
yeah, continue as
Alright.
well,
Oh
bro.
my god. Are we serious?
I'm not gonna be rude and not eat something I've been given. I'm
Oh
not
my
rude.
god.
I've got manners.
It's only if you have a choice to eat a human or eat a human that we would choose to eat a human. We're not
If I-
saying that
yeah.
we're gonna do it. It's
But
just
if I did
sudden-
have to eat the brain, I would have to try and run away and try and be eaten because I'm not getting mad cow disease. No.
You know what? I'm not eating the fucking brain either. I would eat his liver with a nice can of tea.
Okay, wait.
The father.
So who's the one that want to escape? Who's the one? Just me? Oh, just
You?
me. So you guys rather eat?
Just you, Red.
Oh my god.
How about misunderstood?
You're
Understood.
gonna
Your
try and
answer?
eat your red rare.
Misunderstood. Which show interest? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
remember I said I'd eat them.
You eat it. Oh my.
I'll have a red rare burger.
Listen,
You're
listen.
surrounded by
If
cannibals.
you guys want to
Well, I wouldn't
kill
put it on
me
Facebook
and
or
eat
Red
me,
rare.
I will show a fight. I will kick your nuts.
I would kick him in the
Yo,
balls
yo,
and then eat the balls.
I'll eat your
I
balls.
will
You can't
do
kick
it.
me.
I will do it. Don't test me.
I'll eat your foot when you throw it at me.
oh my god, dude.
You have
Red
bites
rare.
it
balls to
Tech-
eat. That'd be very nice.
Yo, red rare. Technically saying red rare, you're surrounded by three cannibals right now.
Yeah, you're making me hungry. Well done.
Appetizing.
I want a red rare human.
Listen.
Red rare is
Well,
surrounded by three.
even if I
I
die,
mean, it's only conditionally.
even if I die, I will make sure that I will either break your arm, break your neck, or punch your ribs until it's broken into bits before you guys eat.
yeah,
Do we do that?
we're gonna
Okay, if you break my
What?
ribs, I'm eating your ribs.
Alright, good.
Baby
we're
back
gonna
red rare
have
ribs.
dinner. We're gonna have dinner with broken bones.
Like I
If the chances are red rare is gonna be really delicious, so yeah,
Red rare's got calcium in him. We'll be
yeah,
alright.
I will show
we'll
I
be
will show a fight, you know. I will not go down and just
Yeah.
like
You're
eaten like that. Oh my god.
just gonna go
Yeah,
down
I mean,
swinging his
it's-
arms like windmills.
I actually but that respect for red rare though. At least you're gonna fight and you're not gonna sit there and get eaten.
Like if it's a
Yeah.
1 against 3,
Yeah,
I think I lose, but it's a 1 and then 1, I think I can win.
Mm.
If you're fighting me, you would definitely win. I'm a very skinny person and I have no idea how to fight.
Okay, good. I just grab your arm and then just pull it and kneecap to the chin.
I would,
Then twist your arm,
I
break
would,
your
you know,
arm,
definitely,
and then pull it out.
you definitely don't have, you definitely don't have to perform those mortal combat fatalities on me. You could just,
Keep in
you know,
mind,
you
we
could
might
just
have a
give me a
chef's
clean
knife as
punch
well.
to the face. You could just give me a clean punch to the face and then I'd be knocked out. You don't have to break any of my bones. I'm that
Alright,
that
alright,
weak.
take it easy. Alright.
We're assuming the cannibals are unarmed.
What?
We're assuming the cannibals are unarmed. They're gonna have a knife and fork at least, isn't they?
Oh, oh well, that negates your chances now, do they, Red Rare?
Yeah, what if I have a kitchen knife because I'm gonna fillet you? You never know.
I can either if I have
Still kick me in
if
the
I
balls.
have a belt, I can use that, or even a shirt. Anything can be a weapon.
What if you tied it up?
Anything can be a weapon. If a shirt.
Dude, Red
I am
Rare
a weapon.
here.
What?
Red Rare is the Red Rare over here is the Malaysian John Wick.
He's also the Malaysian Mike Tyson as well.
Oh my god, yeah, I'm actually scared to fight Red Rare in real life now because you never know what he's gonna do.
I'm not.
You scared to fight? What? Did you intend on fighting him beforehand? You're
No,
gonna
no,
fly there, knock on his door,
I-
get your knuckles out, fight me like a man.
Everyone I meet either online or in real life, I always think of the possibility that I may have to fight. I may have to fight this person someday, and Red Rare, he's definitely not on the list of people I really want to fight.
You meet a 6-year-old child. Yeah, you're gonna punch me one day. I'm gonna
I
knock
mean,
you
I'm
out.
a okay
Oh,
guy,
God.
but if you cross the line, I will hurt you.
If you call him the
A,
wrong
a,
word, he's gonna
a
roundhouse kick you.
6-year-old child, a 6-year-old child would be serious. I have like an 8-year-old cousin, and I'm thinking if this dude grows old, there's probably gonna be a possibility where I'd have to fight him, but I'd have the upper hand
If this
because
guy's
I'm
gonna swing, I'm gonna swing right back.
well,
Close mind your cousin.
how did we get from cannibals to this?
I'm not really sure.
Blame Red Rare and his Malaysian Kung Fu.
Oh, Malaysian Kung Fu.
I haven't learned martial arts in a while. Like I haven't trained in a while. For like a few,
I'm trained in
like
Paradise.
a year, I guess. Like I missed taekwondo. Oh my god, it was fun. All right, I guess this is the end for the podcast episode
Yeah,
12.
it was a nice.
What do
Right, I'm hungry. Someone's in the back and he's trying to escape. I'm
before
hungry
we
now.
end this? All right, before we end this, what do you guys learn about this throughout the recording?
Well, what I learned is the serial killer is not different from us. They're normal humans too. They talk like us, they walk like us, they eat like us, and they can blend into society, which is very, very fucking terrifying. Because when you're sitting at the bus, you never know. Maybe the person beside you killed 10 people already.
Okay, okay.
Very terrifying.
I've learned that none of us like maggots. Genuinely, I
Who
don't.
likes maggots?
You all learn. You probably all also learned that 3 out of 4 of us here would eat a person if they were given the choice.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to remember that. All right.
You're gonna remember
I'm in
that
your
forever.
window.
Uh,
Someone ever offers you a drink, don't take it.
Be careful if your knife falls in his hands, you're in trouble.
okay. Now this is important. If someone try to like kidnap you, fight back. Mostly. Either either kick
Yeah,
him
of
in the
course.
balls.
Scream out your lungs if you have
Yeah,
to.
scream into your lungs. Kick me in the balls. Grab and twist his hand. Anything will happen. All right. Anyway,
You're like Redra, you're describing like a Mortal Kombat fatality.
wow. All right. Okay. Anyways, goodbye everyone. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh boy.
Bye.